All right, so what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy. And seeing as though we have a very high probability of getting a uniform for Carnage after what, like 4 years of him being in the game, I had a bunch of you guys reach out to me via Discord asking for me to do a pre-update showcase with the boy to see what he can do right now in preparation for his uniform. Let me go ahead and say this though, as of me making this video, there is not a 100% confirmation that we are getting a uniform for Carnage. All we know right now is that we are getting Scream, who's a symbiote, and we are getting Spider-Woman. However, it would be very unlikely that they give us a symbiote / Spider-Verse update and don't give us a uniform for Carnage or Venom or both, because this would be a really good opportunity for them to capitalize on the popularity of Carnage and make a lot of money, because Carnage is a bio-sub character, right? So if you weren't playing a couple years ago, more than likely you don't have him, because as of right now he's basically just a Shadowland character, and I cannot tell you guys the last time I used Carnage for anything besides Shadowland, right? So we're taking him off the shelf today and dusting him off. We're gonna see what he's able to do, and what I did so far is actually gave him a bunch of 6-star physical attack moves. Now let me say this: if you are a super die-hard Carnage fan, okay, now is not the best time to be investing in the character, because we don't know what a uniform will do for him, right? We don't know if they're going to give him extra crit rate, extra crit damage, extra cooldown, what have you, right? So if you are thinking about building up your Carnage in preparation for him getting a uniform, which is not confirmed yet, right? Just wait. Do at least, if you want to invest something, do what I did, right? Give him physical attack and just leave it there, because that's not going to change, in my opinion. It's very unlikely that they change him from a physical attack character to an energy attack character. The most I could see them doing is something like they did with Hulk, where they changed Hulk from a character doing damage based off his physical attack to doing damage based off his HP. But it would be very out of left field for them to do something like that for Carnage. So best case scenario, just don't touch him, okay? If you have him at tier 2, just leave him like that. I'm not even changing this man's obelisk. And if you look at this, you'll know this is not the best obelisk for 2020, right? This was a good obelisk back in the day when I didn't have really good cards that was giving me a lot of ignore defense. These days I'm well over on ignore defense for Carnage, but back in the day, that was what I needed for him. Still, he has pretty good substats, because you can see I have 55% crit rate, I have 185% crit damage, and we have a good amount of dodge, 32%, cooldown is maxed, and obviously ignore defense is maxed out, and I still have a bunch of space to put stuff on him in terms of Urus, and that's without a uniform, right? They gave Carnage some pretty good substats. Like you see right here, we have crit rate and dodge natively, and right here we have ignore defense, crit damage, and HP. Obviously right here we have physical attack, not the greatest. We have movement speed. These days movement speed is actually becoming a little bit more important, because we see slow characters like Blade and Ghost Rider, but this is not the best slot. And then right here we have physical attack, attack speed, and all attack. So pretty decent substats on him natively, so it'll be interesting to see what they give him for a uniform. I would ideally like to see them tap into his healing a little bit more. I'm hoping they keep the healing symbiote that he drops when he uses his third skill. And I'm hoping that they give him just an insane amount of damage, right? The passive here, hopefully this stays the same. So we're going to jump into a little bit of World Boss. This definitely needs to be changed though, or improved upon, right? So we'll see what happens with them. But let's jump in and have a little bit of fun. We're going to test him out against Proxima, and we'll test him out against Corvus Glaive. The thing is, back in the day, when World Boss first came out, like World Boss Ultimate and stuff, Carnage was actually one of the best characters for Proxima Midnight. These days though, can he even make it past like a stage 50 even with my raid level? We'll have to wait and see, man. We'll have to wait and see. So we'll drop this team up. We'll give him, what do we want to give him? He doesn't have defense down or nothing, so we'll just give him like 60% there. We'll grab like Shuri to make him a little bit tankier, and we'll just Yo, Carnage, can you live, my guy? I want to do this with no strikers because I'm kind of gauging where he is in terms of damage and survivability and stuff. So when he gets a uniform, I can come back in and see just how much he's improved, right? So I don't really want to rely on strikers here to keep him alive or do damage for him or anything like that. So we'll see what he does here on stage 50. All right, so is there a better leadership that I could have given to him? Off the top of my head, can't really think of one. Can't really think of one. Where's the proc? Proc didn't activate. Oof. Bro, look at this damage. Whoa, he got time frozen while he was under the ground. That's kind of lame. Bro, look at this damage though. I'm telling you, once upon a time, Carnage was the best character to take down Proxima. Go back and look at it. I'm telling you. But like, look at this, bro. This is so sad. Like, his stats are not even that bad. By the way, I have an ISO set on him too, right? So if I didn't show that, I'll show it at the end of the video. But you should automatically assume that if my character is built, they have an ISO set. But it's not the best ISO set for him. I think I have Hawk's Eye because back in the day I was lacking cooldown as well. My cards wasn't really that good. So that needs to be changed as well. Bro, look at this. We can't even take off a bar. Like, let's drop this down to like maybe a 30, bro. Holy, bruv. Like, he's bad. He's in a really, really bad place. Wow. Ouch, man. It's crazy to see just how much this game has changed. Now, I could have gone and given him a CTP of Rage and all that stuff to make him do more damage, but I don't want to do that, or at least I don't want to do that yet, right? Because I don't want to give you guys the wrong idea. You should never be doing that when you know a character is getting an upgrade, because you never know what is going to change for them and how much it's going to change by. Now, the proc is on the freaking... Alright, it's on the third, so that kind of sucks because the third doesn't do nearly as much damage. So we're just going to try. He's also very slow. Yeah, man, even the 30s. Even the 30s. Oh, boy. By the way, I have an insight on my Shuri, right? So if you see two procs going off, one is his damage proc, and one is Shuri's CTB of Insight. Bro, he doesn't have the survivability because he's getting hit, even though I'm chaining together the skills in a way where he should be pretty safe. And he does not have the damage. And it's rough. It's rough. I will say he is still like easy to play, and that was one of the selling points for Carnage back in the day. Like, if a CTP of Rage existed when Carnage came out, people would have definitely given it to him out of popularity and just because of how his skills flow together. Right, you could probably squeeze all the skills into the Rage proc if you have enough not movement speed, attack speed. But man, this is not good damage, bro. But will he rise? Because back in the day, he was one of the best. He was the best combat character for a long time. Well, should I say a long time? For a good length of time, right? Especially the combat super villain category, bro. Like, he was the best. There was nobody that came close to this. But man, it's sad. It's sad. All right, so this is not going nowhere. Honestly, it's not. At least he's slowly healing himself back up to full health. But this is sad. Let's go try him against Corvus Glaive. This is why I pretty much only use Carnage in Shadowland these days, because he's pretty bad. So we're gonna go here. What we're gonna do for him is actually give him an ignore dodge leadership. So we'll give him like bullseye, right? Because I don't want to use any strikers, because how little damage Carnage is doing, the striker's doing damage as well, may make it look like he's doing more damage than he's actually doing. So we'll do that. And what I'll do is I'll put in Ancient One as well, or Ronin. I think Ancient One gives more than Ronin, right? So in case you don't know what Ancient One does, it's tier 2 passive, gives you ignore dodge, right? And Carnage natively has 10% from his symbiote tag. See right there? That's why in his details page over on the right hand side, that's why he has 10%. So he's gonna have a good amount. So we'll go, I'm show you Ancient One in case you guys are wondering. So Ancient One's tier 2 passive gives you 25%. So we're gonna have 85% ignore dodge because we're getting 50 from him, 25 from him, and then 10 from Carnage. So who does the least amount of damage? I guess her. So now we have 100% ignore dodge, but I think we still need to go down to like maybe a 40, man. Yeah, he's so bad. He's actually so bad. Why did you guys want me to use him? I kind of get, I get why, right? Because this way, when you see him, like, I guess on the APK, right, if he gets anything, you'll easily be able to identify like how much better he's gotten, because you have a recent like idea of how he performs, at least on my account. All right, so nothing should get dodged. So what you see should just be his damage, his raw damage. He doesn't have defense down or nothing, so bro. Oh man, this is some bad damage. This is some really, really bad damage. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Should I have gotten him to level 70? I don't think level 70 would have made a big difference, guys. Like, I really don't think so. Alright, let me go down to a 30, man. Let me go down to a 30, boys. Oh man. I did not know he was this bad. Again, when you don't play with a character for very, very long because they're outdated, you kind of like just forget just how bad their DPS is. And I think that's just the case here. Oof. Imagine as a new player, you come in the game, Carnage is your favorite character, and you pick him up, and then you take him into World Boss. You don't have the Conqueror level, right? You don't have your Valor built up. You don't have good cards. Is he even doing stage 1? I don't know. Like, I actually don't know, bro. His movement speed is very, very slow. Oh gosh, he's gonna die, eh? Actually, nah, his movement speed isn't as bad as I was saying. It just kind of seems that way when he's like transitioning between skills. Yeah, he doesn't seem that slow. He's still kind of slow, but not that slow. He's not as fast as somebody like Nick Fury or Taskmaster. Oh, and he came out and died. Okay, so I've seen all that I need to see, right? If after like a minute he can barely take off 1 bar off of Corvus and he's struggling like that on a stage 30, that's pretty pathetic. That definitely shows that he is in dire need of a new uniform and a major upgrade. So we're gonna go in here, stage 43. I was gonna go up to stage 50 because I like to test my characters at stage 50 because that gives me a good idea of where they are in correlation to new characters, because that's usually where I test new characters. But I don't think Carnage is even gonna be able to do this. So yeah. When it comes to Carnage, I usually use him on like a stage 19 on one of these villain stages. So this is the highest I've used them recently. Actually, he might be able to do it. Scratch that. You can see the difference between World Boss and Shadowland, because he's definitely going to be able to kill Red Skull rather quickly. If only they made it so we had a Shadowland shop, so we could like buy the rewards that we want, kind of like the Dimension shop. Maybe then people would take Shadowland a little bit more seriously. And when a character is good for Shadowland, it wouldn't just be like a meme. Okay, we got them both in. That's good. But where's my proc? That's the thing about Carnage too, because of how his skills are, and because of how vulnerable he is after you kind of get out of sync when his rotation is off, like when the proc ends up on like the 4 or the 3, you kind of have to like delay the skills in a way where you can try to get the proc back on the 5th, but sometimes it's hard to do because if he gets hit, he's just gonna take so much damage and he might get guard broken and stun lock and just die. So the proc is just on the 3 here, is it? Nope. Oh, wait, we might get it back on the 5th. Might, yep. All right, good. We got it back on the 5th. I know I can use the 2, but if I use the 2, it leaves me vulnerable and I might get trapped. And I don't want to get trapped. See, like one hit to the face, you get your head rocked, you get guard broken, then multiple people starts hitting you, and then, yeah. I really would like it if they're going to keep this skill in his kit, which I don't particularly want them to do. I want a top to bottom rework for him. If you could control where this skill goes with the V-pad, the 5th skill that is, that would be pretty cool. Like that was always one of my biggest gripes with Carnage back in the day. Like you will be on a stage where there's mobs and stuff and he's targeting the mobs instead of going towards the boss like you want, right? It's crazy, man. This was meta back in the day, boys. How the times have changed. So we did the 43. It definitely doesn't look like we could be doing the 50. Maybe we could with a little bit better gameplay. So yeah, this is Carnage in 2020. You tell me. This is still a paywall character, by the way. So to say he's in dire need of a rework, a uniform, a major upgrade, a tier 3, all that good stuff is an understatement, right? We just took like 2 minutes and 30 seconds to do that. I could come in here and do that whole stage in like 20 seconds with a brand new character being released in 2020. Right, some of them, actually most of them, are free to play. So the fact that he still costs money, yeah, he definitely needs an upgrade. Right. So we're gonna wrap it up right here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Just wanted to give you guys an updated video on Carnage. He's in a bad place. Hopefully after this month, that place will be a fantastic place for him to be. Right, maybe he can be up there with the likes of Black Bolt, Medusa, Ghost Rider, and all the other characters that are getting reworked so far. So catch you guys. Peace.